Hello and welcome to another DDO walkthrough continuation of the Barbarian Class of a free-to-play 28-point build beginner character. Last time we left off, we completed the entirety of Korthos Island, including Misery's Peak on normal, and now we are going to go back through for a final time, doing everything on Elite. And so now we're in Heyton's Rest for a third and final time. I'm not even going to bother trying to search that because I know I won't find it.
Where did the bodies go? What were those a treasure chest glimmers in the dark passage here?
I know I didn't mention it in my previous videos, but the reasons I don't even bother looting those chests is because it's just starter gear in there, guaranteed, and it's not even worth vendor trashing. These chests here, they don't have anything good in them at all. And if you don't believe me, you can feel free to open them up and see what kind of trash is in there.
Perhaps the cultists brought it here, but it's your... There's another Sahuagin. It croaks. Crack of another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt. Chest. Acid sprays out of the wall as the gate slams shut.
I'm still very, very hopeful that I'll find a decent great sword or great axe that beats out this thing. One of these days they'll stop giving me like bastard swords and hand axes and short swords, and I'll actually get a actual weapon that I want.
In the middle of this chamber is an evil devourer altar. By it, the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It glows with cold magic.
After this mission, I will do Linus Weir's mission, and then sell my stockpile of loot.
You fit the last crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates. The Sahuagin inside spits out a venomous voice. These fools who would keep Korthos shall be consumed by the devourer. Your bold action saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's failed scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Dust and mold fill this containment storehouse. You can hear the telltale skittering of vermin nearby. This appears to be the main story. It seems the villagers have been a large silver key falls out of it. A Sahuagin emerges from a hidden passage, demanding a
Once again, that guy was no match for a beefed up raging barbarian. It just keeps giving me things that increase my chance to hit things, but it doesn't give me anything that increases my damage, which is what I really want.
The door swings open. It appears that the floor in this room can be moved and rotated. Protective spell dissipates. All that remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
Once again, I'm probably going to be respecking quite a bit. For now, I'm going to put at least 1 point, maybe 2 points, into this action boost here, and then respec later to Cruel Cut. And the reason for that is the first tier of Cruel Cut isn't necessarily that great, whereas the action boost is great at first rank. Much better than a first rank Cruel Cut for now. But like I said, I'm probably going to respec out of it at a later date. Don't accidentally sell your blessed goggles or any other clicky, like I almost did there. If you do, you can just buy it back, and it's not super bad. Blessed goggles. Yeah, just try to make sure that you don't sell it. You don't lose anything for rebuying it back, like you don't have to pay extra to get it back. But it does feel really stupid when you sell it and then run away and then forget that you just sold the clicky.
Ahead is the cellar where the Cannith Crystal is hidden. You can feel the life-saving heat emanating from the magic crystal Boldar spoke of. But from the shadows approach those who would doom Korthos by destroying it.
So to show how powerful the melee attack boost is, I will start using it as soon as the first enemy comes up. 84 damage crit. And it lasts for 20 seconds and has a cooldown of 30 seconds. So you can't keep it on you continually, but it does last. You can spam it quite a bit in these fast, low-level missions. $148. That was a cleave critical. cleave critical with the rage and action boost. 138 points of damage at level 3. I could one-shot myself. And that one left who should be spawning right in that little corner. Nice, fast, and easy. If you would like to, from here you can take another Bracers of Assistance to get 6 minutes of the buff, but that's up to you. I don't particularly require it, so I'm not going to bother with it. Next up, the Collaborator. Double checking to make sure that I have done the correct ones so far. Putting on my buffs.
Gives the Sahuagin pause, but you hear more of them gathering outside for a final assault. You notice a small chest hidden behind the bar. Drexelhand isn't here. The chamber beyond the secret passage looks ancient, predating Korthos village.
So this time, since it's on Elite, I'll be taking a rest. That way I can get my action boosts and my rage back. Getting some funky lag there. A one-handed battle axe. Why does it not want to give me any two-handed weapons? It just wants me to show you guys how amazing this build is by not giving me great gear to really power myself. Once again, it doesn't really matter what you take from that mission for rewards. Then we retake these missions one more time to go out into Korthos, onto the Korthos Island. For the last time.
Steam billows from the The air grows damp and fetid as the ancient tunnel descends.
Somebody forgot to put on their temporary cookie buffs.
The tunnel splits here. Which way to the giantish device? You hear ratcheting. The sound of distant snoring warns you that you are not alone here. If you're careful, you may be a sleeping dog. But what are they guarding? The extravagant gong in this room looks capable of booming ear-shattering noise. With the gong's reverberations, you hear a slight rumble from the larger room. But then the second strike of the gong produces the telltale sound of cracking ice.
For this boat, you want to be around full health, because if you wind up getting hit by that trap, it will kill you if you're anything less than full health. See what I mean? So then if you do wind up getting hit by the trap, you just want to drink potions until you're full health again. Then get your timing down so you can run through without taking any damage.
The mist solidifies into ice over the ancient creature, but it's not enough. You need both jets to affect the thickness. A layer of ice forms over the ancient creature, guaranteeing its slumber. Korthos is safe.
It might take you a few tries to get the timing down in order to pass through the trap unscathed, but once you do it, you only have to do it once.
Sahuagin have turned this land into a site of sacrifice.
I'm gonna hopefully get to 200 Slayer before I am completely finished with Korthos Island. Yay, and the Sahuagin named is up too.
Sahuagin keep close tabs on the comings and goings of the Korthos village.
Let's see what I get.
From this overlook.
Hey, look at that, a potion of jumping, just in case I can't jump high enough. I apologize a little bit for the lag. There's a bit. 120 damage crit with a cleave unbuffed.
Sewer grate leads to an old abandoned Cannith manufactory.
Once again, you just want to run through and, you know, remember your clicky buffs. Because they make up a huge difference. For a free-to-play character, on your first life, clickies will make running elite things a lot easier
magical barrier, arming with compressed energy, resolutely boosts icy jets of sub-alchemical upon turning the valve. You hear a definite alteration in the pitch of the hiss as the gas struggles to flow around for obstruction. Without the
Once again, I was impatient, and you can see the large amount of hit point droppage because I got hit by that.
Who in the flame are you? Oh no, the Sahuagin found me.
Suddenly the air shimmers with devourer magic. The Sahuagin have followed you in and are attacking.
Here is where you'll be able to really test the full extent of your cleave damage.
The Sahuagin are still blocking our escape. Watch for more attacks. Sahuagin scum! Keep coming! I won't die that easily. Now you see what I have to deal with. Once the Sahuagin get your scent, they won't stop until you're dead. It'll take more than that to put me down, Sahuagin. The shield is weak. We might actually get through this. Just hold for a little longer. The Sahuagin magic is gone. We beat them all.
Come on, axe or sword. This is a really great bow. I wish it wasn't a short bow, and I wish it wasn't a bow.
Go now. Tell Ursa to hold the barricade just a little longer. Then meet Amalgam at the base of Misery's Peak when you're ready.
With Heyton finally persuaded to help, the people of Korthos might finally win their struggle. A mangled sewer grate leads to an old abandoned Cannith manufacturer.
And that's what happens when you click the wrong button. I'm gonna take a nap to get my one rage back.
The decrepit catacombs are slightly obscured by the falling water. You enter a musty hall, heavy with silence and the weight of dark stone. All of a sudden, the sense of rot and decay assails your nostrils. Something foul is hissing.
Also, Cleave is really nice to dispatch bats and such.
See a magical sail across the trees. Could it be holding truth?
Because bats are really annoying to hit with melee weapons. I'm not sure why. One grievous mistake for new players to the game is not overuse of your abilities, but actually underuse. You wind up forgetting to use things like your action boosts in regular combat. And if you don't use your action boosts and things like that in regular combat, you're not going to remember to do it right before a big boss fight either. Even if you accidentally click the wrong button, at least you tried. But if you tend to use your action boosts and things like that regularly, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're not going to have it for a big boss at the end of the mission, which is why you do research and things before you enter the mission and see when people regularly buff. Familiarize yourself with the mission if you're worried about running out of action boosts and things before the big boss fight. Or just, take it in stride. You generally don't need an action boost or something like that in order to defeat a boss in this game. You can get away with regular attacking most things. Basically, all the action boost is there to do is speed up the process a bit. So basically, bottom line would be, don't worry about overusing your action boosts and your rages and things. They're meant to assist you in combat, whether that means with a boss fight or with just standard regular mobs. By that, do I mean, use it for every single battle? No, not necessarily. Unless every battle is very, very challenging for you. But use it when you notice things aren't dying fast enough for you. Well, I have had no luck with this, the named spider back there. No luck at all.
entrance leads down into an ancient Cannith aqueduct.
Last mission before Misery's Peak on hard.
Resilient spider webs block your path. They don't look capable of withstanding blows from your weapon. In this room hold a number of desperate Korthos villagers.
No luck on that named either. The final time that we have to do the jump puzzle. Well, not jump puzzle, more like an obstacle course. And the traps are beautiful, aren't they?
You have reached the devoured center. Hear a woman's plaintive cry for help.
Like I said, also on Elite, never hesitate to use healing. Never hesitate to use the healing pots because it can be detrimental if you run ahead with low hit points in Elite level missions. Just like the old saying, save early, save often. Heal early, heal often when running Elite missions, because if you don't, you will die, and it will be very aggravating for you.
The last imprisoned villager grasps your outstretched hand, rising, running for freedom.
Alright, and next we go out to Misery's Peak.
Not on your
And then we are completed with the entirety that is Korthos Island. That was 116 crit. Perhaps this time around in Korthos, since it will be the last, or this time around in Misery's Peak, perhaps the game will be generous to me and take pity and give me an actual two-handed weapon that I want.
You're here. Come, there isn't much time. Take your time. Selimus, ready your party. I'll weaken the barrier for you.
Ready! Charge!
Good. Now to clear your path.
Heyton clears the passageway. Victims of the Devourer cult arrive from the overground, bound to slay the living and add to their grim number.
Now on hard, it'll be a little bit more challenging in here, but still it should not murder you too bad.
Several humanoid figures around the door. Their putrid forms are frozen in contorted poses, their faces set in silent, eternal screams.
That lag made me fall. That was so annoying. So disappointing.
Signal crystal activated. You hear the stone door.
You don't have to take the feather falling shortcut that I used, but I realized that my buffs were almost out, so I decided to skip the following the ramp down and just went straight for the Featherfall, since I'll be resting right after the giant spider boss anyway. Hopefully a spider won't come and interrupt me while I'm trying to nap here.
Chills run down your spine as you finally come face to face with the dragon that has been terrorizing Korthos. Even at rest, it is a truly awesome beast. The door at the rear of the cabin pops open. Cultists attracted by the roar of combat rush out to confront you.
$138 crit.
The ground quavers, and you look down to see a tunnel beneath the ice. The dragon roars as it thunders after Selimas and Jeets and Talron. The ruse is working.
Oh boy, I pissed off a lot of people.
Crystal glows with power as you engage the first control lever. But where is the sun?
Lots more enemies on hard than on normal, and even more on elite once I get to that difficulty. And you will be guaranteed to see the enemy increase.
Feel fresh frozen air.
Resting up to get that Featherfall back. Another 130. Fun demon time.
Waves of psychic energy pound into you as you spot a green crystal on the ledge ahead. At last, this must be the quarry Mind Sunder.
Dun dun dun.
Player and dragon are locked in the crystal ruins.
I smashed it.
This could be your chance to destroy the Mind Sunder. The Mind Flayer shrieks as it loses the Mind Sunder's power. The dragon reasserts its will and looks very annoyed.
Bye bye, Jeets. It was nice seeing you.
Follow me. Heyton wants a word with you. Here, take this.
Have fun with the dragon,
so you won't have
Jeets.
to walk back.
Now for these, it doesn't matter which ones you take. You can take whatever you want. Guess what you could do is this and have permanent 5% faster run speed with the Expeditious Reboot. The Anger's Treads is the other one. However, then you lose out on Anger's Wrath, which I don't think is worth it because you lose +2 to hit. Keep wanting to sell the Blessed Goggles. Alright, and that finishes up the entirety of Korthos Island, except for Misery's Peak on Elite, which we will do at a higher level. And just like I said earlier, I'm going to reset my tree for a pittance and reapply the thing, reapply everything, and get Cruel Cut for 3 die 6 extra constitution damage as long as you damage your target. And you will see why I got that ability and why I prefer that ability in the next video. Until then, Happy hunting!